My next guest is coming off last year's runaway box office hit Sound of Freedom. He's back with a very different film this time, the life of one of the church's most beloved saints, Mother Frances Xavier Cabrini. Cabrini, the movie, will hit theaters on March 8th, but it's already selling out movie houses. Here to tell us about this powerful new film, I'm joined by the director, Alejandro Monteverde. Alejandro, thank you for being here. Look, after such a huge success last year with The Sound of Freedom, with that incredible performance by Jim Caviezel in your beautiful film, this one is a little different. It's a period piece about Mother Cabrini. She was born in Italy in 1850. She was the first U.S. citizen to become a canonized saint in the Catholic Church. Tell me how you came upon this project. I mean, did you know a lot about Cabrini when a man named Eustace Wolfington brought this story to you?
No, I am guilty to know that I didn't know anything about her. And when I learned about her, one of the things that struck me is that she was referred as the forgotten saint. And that in itself kind of served as an awakening for me as an artist. I said, we don't want to be forgotten, especially if you had such a great impact and great footprint in the world. So I didn't know anything about her, and when they presented me the script, I felt that she was knocking on my door, because that was Mother Cabrini. She will knock on people's doors, and always she had a power of persuasion, and that's how she was able to built an empire as big as she did. I mean, she built an empire as big as the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts in a time where women had no voice. So that really attracted me. You know, I'm an underdog. I have always been an underdog my entire life. I continue to be an underdog, always facing these massive giants. And I identify with her not only as an immigrant myself, but she was an underdog. In many ways, she was like Rocky, but her opponent was way, way bigger. And just her story, you know, it really, really spoke to me, and I knew I had to shine a light on her life.
Now Eustace Wolfington, he who brought you the script, this was kind of a passion project for him. Tell me about his enthusiasm and why he was so determined to make this film.
Well, Eustace Wolfington he's one of those men, I call him my mentor. I am actually, you know, I am honored to be able to call him my mentor. And one day I'm going to make a movie about his life. He's also a disruptor. He's one of the most successful entrepreneurs that I know. And yes, from time to time, I will hear him talking about this Mother Cabrini. But, you know, I never made any of it. You know, just like people have devotions to different saints, or, you know, or friends from other faiths, they share their special connections with a particular character. That's how I took it. And one day I got a phone call telling me that if I would read the script. Now, for me, I was trying to figure out what was going to be my next film, but for sure it was not going to be a movie about a nun. That I knew. I was like, I'm not making a movie about a nun. And it reminded me a line that I did that I wrote in my first screenplay. You want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. This is one of those. I say I will read the script, but I am not making this movie. And then when I started reading the script, it was around page 10, where I read a line that spoke very deep to me. That it said, you can serve your purpose, or you can serve your weakness. And in that moment, I knew that if somebody had the wisdom to say a line that really transcends the intellect and hits the heart, which that line did to me, because I have both. I have a purpose in my life, but I also have a lot of weaknesses. And every day it's a choice. Which one am I going to serve today? And right there, I was connected. But number two, the most important for me, I believe we listen with our eyes. And as a filmmaker, as an artist, if I read something and I don't see it in my head, like all these images start popping, that's the only way I know if a movie is for me or not. That's it. It's how I discern. There's movies that I'm dying to make, but I read it and the images don't come. When I read Mother Cabrini, I saw that she lived her life in such artistic way, almost operatic, that I saw almost like an operatic kind of narrative. You know, I wanted to create this very cinematic odyssey.
You know, Alejandro, when I watch the movie, first of all, it's beautifully done. The framing of the shots, the movement, the colors. You've certainly done Mother Cabrini justice. But I knew her because she was one of Mother Angelica's favorite saints. And after seeing your film, I realized why. She was a total entrepreneur. I mean, she founded the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart in 1880 to serve orphans, but she intended to found a convent in China. You know, and Mother Angelica had a similar situation where she wanted to, you know, do one thing and ended up being taken down a different path. Pope Leo, I think it was the 13th, directed her to go west, not east. She lands in the U.S. in 1889. Here's a clip of Mother Cabrini trying to secure the funds for that hospital she wanted to build in New York. Watch.
When I stepped off the boat, gentlemen, not so long ago, I had to learn words that were not in my dictionary. Dago, guinea pig. Words said with such disdain, such hate, that they cut just like a knife. When your fathers first came here, did they not also have to learn words such as kike, Mick, Polak? And even now, in this fine neighborhood, don't you still hear those names whispered behind your back? I ask you to take those names and turn them into a hospital.
I propose purchasing this property and renovating it for 400 beds, with services fine enough to attract the wealthy. The fees we earn here, we use to fund the needs of the immigrant with nothing,
Who will also be treated by the finest doctors, so that America will learn we are more than kike and pollock and butcher's meat.
But you don't even have the funds to sustain the hospital in 5 points.
Begin the mission, and the means will come. This mission begins tonight, in this room, with you, gentlemen, or it does not begin at all.
I love her moxie, Alejandro. You know, Mother Cabrini, she had that steely resolve that you capture so beautifully. And you know, having worked closely with Mother Angelica and read so many accounts of saints, they do sort of step out and, you know, in faith and know that the support for the mission will come. But she battled a lot of physical issues and health issues, which you get into here. Opposition from men, from the clergy. What did you learn about Mother Cabrini that impressed you most when you began this project?
A lot of things, but I would like to talk about that scene real quick, because that scene, you know, this movie was so ambitious in the way we shot it. If you look at it, it's all one shot, and as the camera is coming out, there is a painting of George Washington in the background, and it's an oval painting, you know, on the shape of an oval. And if all the paintings of the saints, they always have like an aura, and you know, around her. But also, as the camera is pulling out, the painting behind, it starts to be reflected on the table, and her face now covers the face of George Washington, and it literally has the same, you know, circular shape around her face. And there is two Mother Cabrinis. And the reason we did this through the entire film. It's as an immigrant, when you come into this country, I'm an immigrant myself, you have two identities. The identities, your roots, where you were born, and then the roots that you embrace when you come into a new country. And that in itself, this is when all the immigrants of Italy arrive into this country. It was very important for me that visually we also explore that narrative, because for me as a filmmaker, when you go see a film, I want you to get, engulfed, embraced, immersed in the power and the magic of cinema, because you're watching a film in itself. And I just wanted to point that out, because through the entire film, the way we shot this film, it was all choreographed. It was like a dance between the characters and the camera. And it was in a way, the movie was almost in a poetic way edited in camera.
And those ovals, there's a lot of ovals and circles throughout the, I'm thinking there was an under the bridge shot, I think, of the monastery she was building that's kind of burned into my mind. But there are a lot of those shots. Why the oval? Why the circles throughout?
Because that is a symbol of she was the first American saint. And if you look, when I was doing all the research, I went to the Vatican, I was looking at all this sacred art, and, I was looking at all the saints. They all had a halo, And I say, you know what, for me, anyone can do a text. Textual information is the easiest. You just say it. Oh, I hate you, or I love you, right? The subtext is where the gold is. It's where all the things, all the language, all the narrative that goes without words. And that's what I'm interested on. And that's what we're continuously built in this film is, that's why we did all those choreographed shots, because when you live life, you don't edit, it's all one continuous movement through your life. So we wanted to do that. The bar was pretty high, so it was a very challenging film, but the greater the challenge, the greater the glory.
What do you want viewers to take away from Cabrini, and who is this movie for, Alejandro?
Well, this movie is definitely for everybody. I was very attracted to her. This is a woman that happened to be a nun, but her habit does not get in the way of her mission. She was all about social justice. She was, the word immigration, it represents, it's almost like a political terminology. She was not about immigration. She was about the immigrant, about the human being, about the people with no dignity. And for me, that is what makes Mother Cabrini such a universal story. We've been doing screenings all around the nation with all kinds of backgrounds, and the reaction has been incredible because it's about a woman that does not give up. And we all face our own giants, our own challenges. And when you looked at her life, you realize, it inspires to keep fighting, She was a fighter. She defied everything, including death. They always told her that she had maybe a year or 2 years to live. And she continued to defy that until her late 60s. And, sometimes, you wake up every day, that's life. You wake up every day facing a giant, facing a challenge of the day. And sometimes we get overwhelmed. And yesterday I saw the film. There was a screening at USC. And I saw the film, and right now, obviously, we're about to come out with the film. I'm pre-production another movie. I have 3 kids, and I saw the film, and it inspired me to keep going, to keep fighting, to take one. That is what people will take away with this film. You get to relate to her story at a personal level. That I like to make movies that begin when the movie ends. When you leave the theater, it leaves you in a state of reflection. And that's what I'm very proud of. What this film it's achieving.
I also love the idea that you're also taking that plaster saint or that name that people are familiar with and giving it flesh. And then you see her mission in action. And what a gutsy, determined, inspired, holy woman that you've captured here. Cabrini, directed by Alejandro Monteverde, premieres March 8th. It stars Christina Delana, John Lithgow, incredible performance by David Morse. It hits theaters Friday. Again, March 8th. Theaters are already selling out. So for information on theaters and showtimes and how to get advance tickets, visit angel.com/Cabrini. Alejandro, thank you so much for being here.